Morning again, folks. Now it really is morning today, and we're going on another food walk in Porto. So join us today as we try out some breakfast and lunchtime foods and see more of the history of Porto. Guiding us today is Thiago from Food Lovers Tours. I'm really looking forward to this, so let's get started.
Let's go. Hello everybody. Okay, so Jason, our first stop is this bakery. It's called Moura, and it has 125 years old. It's not formerly from Porto, it's formerly from Santo Tirso, that's a close by city. But they have this unit here. And what we're gonna eat here today, it's a recipe original from this bakery. From long time, that's called Jesuitas. Jesuitas used to be the priests that used to go to the colonies, colonize people, bringing the word of God to these people. And this little sweet has this name, Jesuitas, because it looks like the cloth
of the Jesuit priests.
Of the Jesuits, yes.
Well, if it's too sweet for Richard and I'm piling in, well, maybe I'll have to check my blood sugar later. Well, Mutton hasn't had any breakfast today, so I'm quite looking forward to this. In fact, so many bakeries in this city, it's unbelievable. And of course, other than on these food tours, never been in one, because bread and sweets are something I don't normally have. Here we are, folks, oozing with butter. If you like buttered toast in the morning, this is the dish for you.
The pastry outside is like a really secret of the recipe.
Let's see if I can eat this without it oozing all over my shirt. Mission accomplished. So this is quite sweet, a bit more lemon and a bit less custard, which is a bit more of a better proportion for me than the very custardy traditional Portuguese tarts and sweets like the pastel de nata that we've shown you before. So this is the breakfast pastry created by the Jesuit priests, and I have to say it reminds me a bit more of Middle Eastern desserts than it does of something Portuguese, but again quite sweet. So
now we're gonna have pastel de nata on this really traditional place. It's actually from Lisbon, and I think that they made the pastel de nata all here. You can see the man there preparing some part of the pastel de nata. The pastry goes with a bit of cinnamon already, but we used to put more cinnamon top of the pastel de nata. But the original pastry there is already with some cinnamon. And the secret of the pastel de nata is the oven that is up to 420 degrees Celsius. And just 15 minutes the pastel de nata stays inside. Okay. Cinnamon on top.
Yes, please, yes.
That's it.
Well, talk about as fresh as a daisy. Right, I'm looking forward to this. This should be as fresh as they come, and it should be, for me now, the yardstick of pastel de natas and how good they are. Okay, so proof of the pudding as always is in the eating, but let's just give you a little close-up. course, these have cinnamon sprinkled over them. We had the option of yes or no, but obviously, you know, if that's what they do, that's what they do, and we'll have the cinnamon. So this is one pleasure I've not had for a while, eating at the counter. So Richard says they're still warm, so...
Not just still warm, the custard's quite hot, be careful. And the cinnamon on top.
Wow. Hot, runny.
Wow.
Really fresh custard cream. This is the best one I've had, there's no doubt about it, and I shall be judging all other pastels de nata that I have on this one. If only I'd looked after my pancreas in my earlier life, I'd be having one of these every day, but as it is, just one for me.
So well, if you come back again, you always ask for here.
Okay, well there you are folks, don't take them away, eat them here. And I can assure you, it is like a religious experience. It is that good.
The pastel de nata was created inside a monastery in Lisbon. It was the monks and the nuns used to use the egg white to starch the clothes and the hats. And they put away the egg yolk. And then some nuns decided to put some sugar on the egg yolk. And then they created this egg cream. That's the main ingredient of pastel de nata.
So there we are. I'm going to invite some nuns round for tea at the next opportunity. Why are there some glasses on the counter? Do some people have these with wine?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay, I never thought of that combination.
It's really traditional business here in the city center around the market that we call mercearia. Mercearia is a kind of emporium where you can find everything from wines to cheese to pork meat, fruits, wherever you want to buy, you're gonna find in this mercearia. We have plenty of this around here in the city center. We're gonna go inside.
Because we'd been in the shopping mall just there.
Yes, yes. Temporary market now, Jason.
Okay.
There's another very interesting sausage here. That's the alheira. The alheira, it looked like a sausage. It was created by the Jewish during the Inquisition time in Portugal. What happens is that the Inquisition obliged the Jewish or became Catholic or leave the country. So the Jews created this sausage that is alho. Because of this is alheira. Alho is garlic in English. Yeah. It's garlic, bread, some spices, and poultry, no pork. But look like a pork sausage. So the Jews used to hang this, and then when the Inquisition passed, say, you're Catholic? Yes, we are Catholic. We are eating pork. But it was a fake sausage. Then alheira becomes like a traditional dish in Portugal. Now we put some pork inside of it. It's a smoked flavor. You can have it as a sausage, or you can peel the sausage and use the interior with mixing with some mushroom, portobello on top. You can mix with pasta. It's really good flavor.
Okay, so no Portuguese market or Southern European market would be incomplete without an olive stand. And what is in the bag here?
Those are Douro Valley olives and the lupins that in Portugal we call tremoço.
Lupins, I'm not sure what they are exactly, but...
Store. And this we called here is emergency food. I have this all in my house. Yesterday I had cod canned with some mushrooms.
Okay.
As lunch.
Okay. Suitable to keep if you in a lockdown, for example.
Yes, very good for lockdown time.
So what are we drinking here?
So the first thing that you will have to drink is a white wine from the Vinho Verde region. Okay, when I talk about Vinho Verde region, is this red area over here. Normal are wines that are lighter in terms of alcohol, and they are really nice as starters, or even if, for example, you want to go with some seafood with fish. Nowadays it's also very trendy to use this kind of wine from this region to eat with sushi, okay? You will understand why I'm serving this with canned fish. The mackerel pate, normal we use more the pates for starters. Pass to the horse mackerel, okay? Finish with the sardine, okay? Why the sardine in the end is the more grass one, so it's the one that have more strong flavor. If you start with that, the flavor of the rest will not be the same.
This is really good Quinta brand.
Quinta is called Quinta dos Corvos. Okay. They have in the back the name. I think it's over here, Quinta dos Corvos. It's the name of the vineyard. Okay. Then they have two normal brands. One it's the Affectos, and the other one it's the Quinta dos Corvos brand.
So, a quick slurp to get things underway. And in case you can't all see properly, a little map of Portugal. And here we are in the northwestern region, which is where Vinho Verde comes from. Slightly less effervescent than the one we brought you yesterday. So, we are starting with the horse mackerel pate, I believe. That's quite satisfying. And what's the sauce?
Balsamic vinegar.
Balsamic. Okay, so
the acidity of the same match perfect pairs. In this case, perfectly with that. Okay.
okay.
I think it's important in some items to have some different sauces. Okay. I normally do that. For example, over there in the tomato sauce that you have from the tomatoes, I join a little bit of mustard, okay, but it's a mustard that is a little spicy, so it matches really well with the sardine. You will see, you're gonna taste, and you're gonna understand what I'm talking about, okay? Even in the horse mackerel, when you have that crusted from the onions, the fried onions, it's really good with that, okay?
And of course, I really like the taste of oily fish. It's one of my favourites. It's 10:54 in the morning. We're on the white wine. No, who cares?
Okay.
So there we are, ladies and gentlemen. Horse mackerel pate. Lovely way to get the morning going. Slightly spicy as well.
Okay. Okay, master.
Horse mackerel again.
Okay, of course that you should try without no sauce.
Yeah.
And then, as normal, I do blend with the sauce that comes aside.
Okay. So we'll have it on its own to start.
In that way, you have the flavor of the fish, really soft, sometimes even close to a tuna flavor.
Yeah.
But then when you mix with the mayonnaise and with the fried onions, you will see that it's really good. It's a very nice fish. It's also a fish that is we consumed a lot carapau at Portugal.
Okay. No, it's pretty good.
Fundamentally in the oven, that way.
Well, I love mackerel, and I know that Japanese people love mackerel as well, and they really are the world's experts on fish. If it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. So the mayo and the onions complement this beautifully. The crunch of the onions.
Pô, eu não sei se ele vai mudar a ordem, porque vocês fecham que horas?
Eu precisava só fechar 6, mas eu queria ver se ia daqui do mercado até às 4h30, 5, mas depois estar a fazer uma tour aqui em 15 minutos não tem piada. Eu não sei se tu vais a algum lado. Bread will match better with this kind of smoky meats, okay?
Now the smoked chorizo, for me, is absolutely the best of these cured meats. It's got that full-on smoky flavour, but also the taste of the slightly spicy sausage all rolled into one. So if you're at this market, don't miss out on this one. This is the best. And now for the, what you might call normal chorizo. That's high quality stuff. And that I can say is every bit as good as you'd get in Spain, who are sort of the masters of pork. But I'd say that smoked chorizo is better than a lot of the stuff I've actually had in Spain. So there you are. A very pleasant experience, and we've had a little bit of wine to accompany the fish and the meat. And if you're in Porto, come to this temporary market and try this out. I'd recommend it to you. So the fish and wines were supplied by Hugo Silva, and the wine from the Bolhão wine house, again from Hugo Silva. And the charcuterie, which was delicious, was supplied by Charcutaria Princesa. So make this a stop on any of your tours of Bolhão Market when you're in Porto. Yes, very much, yeah.
Thank you.
Particularly the smoked chorizo. Yeah, that's my favourite. Yeah.
Very good.
Is this it here? The
Is this one?
yeah.
Is smoked.
Okay.
The leg meat.
Okay, so the story's not over. We're going to try some smoked leg meat here.
It's very good.
Yes. Soft, tender and smoky. That's the way I like it.
This is the neck.
The neck. Wow, okay. So pork neck, often used in Asian cuisine, but that's the first time I've had it smoked, and it's delicious.
So, Jason, this is a really traditional cake that we have an entire year, but it's very, very traditional for the Christmas. It's the king cake, we call it here, bolo rei. It's inspired in the galette de roi, French. Yes, yes. Yeah. You would like to taste one slice of this?
Yeah, go on.
Yes?
Let's do that.
Yes, let's go.
So here we are, the traditional quince cake, popular at Christmas.
Just one.
Try on, Richard. Try.
There are some flavours that you'd find in a British Christmas cake there. That quince nuts rather than the raisins and sultanas that you normally get in a traditional British Christmas cake. In fact, it's probably been about 20 years since I've had Christmas cake. So, there we are. If only it could be Christmas every day. Quince Christmas cake. Okay, on to the next stop. And luckily today it's a pleasant day. Wasn't cloudy and foggy like the 2 days or 3 days ago. And it wasn't ridiculously windy like it was yesterday.
Are the suppliers of cod of Portugal?
Ah, Norway and Iceland, yes.
Norway and Iceland. And do you know how to unsalt the cod?
No, how do you unsalt?
You mash the piece.
Yeah.
How many fingers you find in the piece is the days you should leave in the cold water.
Ah.
So 3 fingers, 3 days in cold water, swap the water every day.
Okay, I had no idea it takes so long to unsalt. Or,
Yes, and
or,
you need to do right, because if not, it gets a mess,
Okay.
like no good.
Quite a collection of nuts here. We have also a collection of figs as well.
And I'm buying some for you.
Okay, thank you. So what's the difference between the two types of figs?
These ones are Turkish,
Yeah.
these ones are national.
Okay.
Basically, that's it.
Yeah,
One's
And this one's with the
flour.
with flour. Okay.
This is a Portuguese fig.
Okay, jolly good. I do like figs.
That's it. Dá talãozinho, por favor. So Jason, I will repeat the history of the port wine just to record. So Jason, you know that the port wine was created by the British. It was a British merchant that used to transport the wine, the regular wine, to England. And then he realized that the wine arrived there completely bad. So he started to put some shots of brandy in the wine to stop the fermentation process. But the brandy is this one, Água Ardente. It's the Portuguese brandy that you call aguardente. It comes from the grapes. So port wine is regular wine with this liquor that we were finding here. You can drink it alone. It's very strong. And just you to know, as I'm from Brazil, this is a brandy from Brazil, cachaça from Brazil, made with sugar cane. And with this we do a very good drink that we call caipirinha. You maybe
I have,
yes.
yes. Very strong and a bit sugary.
Yes, exactly.
It's usually a sign that I'm drunk if I'm having one of those.
A place, Conga, it's a place here that's specialized in bifana. Bifana is a very traditional sandwich here in Portugal, but each region here has a different recipe. Now we're gonna taste the Porto recipe. That's the pulled pork meat, sliced in a spicy sausage. And with it, we're gonna have a fino. That's a small beer here in Porto.
Okay, jolly good. Wow, look at the queue here. I'm glad we got in early. A Friday afternoon, always popular. This place, wow, you know it's good when locals queue here. Wow, doesn't that look beautiful? Oh, and he's giving me a close-up. That is fantastic. That is... So, we have the Bifana and we have the beer, which is the traditional accompaniment. It's 12:30 in the afternoon. God knows how many glasses I've had so far, but it's probably going to be quite a good day at the end of all this today. Spicy, but the meat really is melt in the mouth stuff. Absolutely beautiful. Moist, delicious, beautifully spiced pork, and I'm afraid, send us to pernil, you're coming second. Well, folks, this is another must-visit place if you come to Porto, along with that bakery for the pastel de nata. But I would actually recommend you do it the other way round to the way I've done it. And it goes without saying, with all these bakeries, it's not a surprise that they've got the bread spot on as well for this sandwich. Once you get towards the end of the sandwich, it really does soak up those meaty, spicy juices. A really big thank you and shout out to Luis from Food Lovers Tour. Without him, this wouldn't have been possible, and he's taken us to some great locations. I'll leave his details in the description box and the names of the places and the links to the places we've been to today. And I'll sign off for now. I'll see you on the next one. And don't forget, you can't beat a bit of mutton.